cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone Live, the black and white take, whatever you want to call it. We are here live with you guys talking about some of your favorite, topics when it comes to Juventus, different things going on. Right now, we're about to hit up the heat of the Mercado. I say heat of the Mercado. Mercado's still like a month away. But when it comes to Juventus, we're going to get going. I'm Justin Sofro, joined today by my guy, Alejandro Fancello. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Busy, but good.
I'm frustrated because I don't have the power to play the sounder, and I guess that's why you set it up this way. But it works. How's everybody doing? Appreciate everybody that's tuned in. As always, before we really get into anything, make sure you're hitting the like button, hitting that subscribe button, all that good stuff. I see a few people in the chat. I see Dog Daddy Davide, who's one of our members. Also, shout out to I guess one of our new members. I don't know if they joined yesterday when y'all did a live stream or if that was just today. But Luis, shout out to him. If you haven't already, make sure you reach out to us on Twitter or some other way. Just let us know your, Discord stuff, so that way we can get you in the Discord group and doing all that. There's a difference between the regular Discord and then the actual Discord when it comes to for Juventus. So, okay. I want to see how I want to actually go about this, because I know I'm up against it when it comes to, well, you personally, Julian, and then the rest. Really, it's just me, a man on an island, fighting all you guys. The big story of the day, and obviously if you've seen the thumbnail, you see the thing, all the stuff going on. The main story of the day right now has been Giovanni Albanese's report that Juventus are back in the fold for Zaniolo. And I get it. I get what people are going to come in and say. I get the injury issues. I get all that. Honestly, I could probably give you more reasons why it would be a bad move than it would be a good move. But for some reason, there seems to be some momentum there. When I say momentum, I mean that Juventus continued to be interested in this player. Does that seem accurate to you, or do you think this?
Yeah.
Actually, let's open it this way. What do you take from the rumors to begin with? Do you, being that it's Giovanni Albanese and the way he reports, do you believe it? Do you buy it, or do you think this is a slow news day? Where can I build up to get something going?
I put out the question from Andrew Finnan, is it reliable? And people know how I think about Giovanni Albanese. Like, if it comes on team news, I'll go with it. When it's transfer news, not really. Like, he's more like, he confirms things. Like, I cannot recall a thing he just broke, or like anything. I can't recall it, but it sounds feasible, because remember, like 5 months, like even before the Vlahovic rumors, before we signed them, the big news was from Romeo and all those guys, we're going for Zaniolo in the summer. Like they were basically saying, yeah, that's the main target. So we should believe it. The only thing it's a bit iffy about the source, or like not about the story, is that he's saying it's him or Di Maria, and then he says question mark. We will see. I'm like, that's easy journalism, no?
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. You kind of faded out in there for me a little bit. I'm not sure if that's my end or what's going on there.
No, it was mine.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's the first part that really did kind of throw me a little bit. Because they're saying that or Di Maria. Well, given circumstances of everything we're seeing right now, I mean, we've been sitting here believing that a Di Maria is potential in the next, days to weeks, that he should be here we go. So, like, I don't know if it's just like, it almost feels like a last ditch resort. Like, either what I take from this is either let's just get the story out there. Let me get some clicks and get some new, whatever out there. Or it's maybe things aren't as clear and cut when it comes to Di Maria and his potential landing at Juventus. And maybe this is a little bit of a news story that potentially Juve could use to maybe put a little bit of pressure on the Argentine to actually make him, sign the deal and actually come to the club and go ahead and get that done and get it out of the way. There's a lot of different ways you can come about it, honestly. I think one of the things, too, that kind of threw me is I was almost going to come in here and I was going to ask you, I was like, are we actually talking Zaniolo today? Because obviously I would be happy to talk about him any and every day. I know you guys, I know how you feel about me talking about Zaniolo. But then there's certain news stories that I feel like we kind of go to, let's throw it out there. Let's just say what it is and kind of cut to the chase, that this isn't a story. So do you still think that this is actually a story we need to pay attention to?
Yeah, for sure. Again, he goes on in the same story as this. tomorrow they will try to close the deal for Di Maria. So I don't know. It's kind of easy to break that. He gave you every option, so he's always right, basically. Like the tweet, he's always right. He will always be right because he tweeted out, maybe it's him and Di Maria, maybe it's just Di Maria, maybe it's just Zaniolo. So he's always right. So, but funny enough, me and Julian were talking about it yesterday because I don't know, something broke about Di Maria. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was the Romeo report saying he wants 1 year and then he wants to move to his country back, to his home country. And Julian was all depressed, and I said, like, yeah, the Zaniolo name is then popping up again. He's coming back. And call it coincidence, it popped up today. So I don't know. I still think we're gonna sign Di Maria.
I do too. I mean, there was they left that little bit of murkiness there in the report, saying it could be either or with Di Maria, or it could be parallel to him, like as well alongside him. It was just one of those things where I'm like, it's very non-committal by the report. Now, I'm not trying to say this, and I'm not trying to say anything about Giovanni Albanese in his report. I just mean whoever the source is that's saying that to him, I don't. Why would you come out there with a non-committal answer there and say, we don't really know. We don't know if it means that he's your replacement instead of getting, Di Maria, or it's you get him alongside it, but then you also have names Kostic, whoever else out there floating around right now. It's a bit weird to me. I think one of the can you guys, is everybody okay, sorry, I want to make sure. Can everybody hear us? Is everything sounding clear? I know I had a little bit of trouble hearing you on my end for some reason. I don't know if the volume's up all the way, but just to make sure, let's get into it. One of the things I also want to go at, and if you like I see my boy Kakashi saying, guys, let's hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Here's what I want to get to you, and I get from you, because I understand you're coming from more, and I don't want to say antagonistic, but I understand your beef with the idea of bringing in Zaniolo at the club right now, especially given all the other hardships the club is going on right now. It would make more sense to me, even as a Zaniolo fanboy, to bring him in, maybe if he's coming off of a free, where you can take a gamble in that situation, not spending an exorbitant amount of money that you're sure Roma's going to come in and try to ask for, especially given the. I think they try to pump it in because he obviously scored the goal against whatever. Who was it? No. Who was it that played it?
I was final.
Yeah. In that final there.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, got a call incoming. Not right now. All right. During that final, and it was just kind of one of those things. Yeah, he stepped up and made a goal. There's one of those things where I come about it, and I understand people crapping on him because obviously the situation of his injuries and then the other issues that go along with him. But at the same time, like I sit back and I'm looking at what Juventus have had and have used right now, and I understand he hasn't been. This has not been his year where he's just scoring in droves right now. He hasn't been. No. And that's I'll bend the knee to that. But at the same time, you look at what we've been dealing with in our attack lately, and at this point, like I can't believe that you'd be able to argue very well saying that half the players that Juventus have utilized in the last year have been any better.
Yeah, that's fair. But then, wait, I had because I knew you were gonna say that, and I had a response ready, but I forgot my response. I forgot it. Oh yeah, I got it. I have it back. That's a fair assessment to say he's better than what we have, and I think you mean Bernardeschi. Apparently, I think you mean Bernardeschi on the wing.
Bernardeschi, I'd argue better than what Dybala was the last 2 years. Really?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
If you think about his injuries and then
being
disappointing.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Also playing that position.
Boise can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like, that's saying keep Pellegrini because he's better than Alexandro. Yeah, he's better, but they're both kind of average,
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with Zaniolo, by the way. Not with the player, with the price tag. Because, again, the price tag you hear is around 50 mil. That's way too much. It's too much.
It's starting to go down. You're starting to hear those reports starting to go down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I have a hard time believing it's going to be 50 million. I mean, okay, what price do you think's fair?
Like, let me know in the chat because does he have a contract until 24, right? Not 23.
Oh yeah. I guess you're right. Maybe it is 24. I don't know why I thought it was 23, but is it 24? I know that the report today said 24. Let me pull it up.
It's 24. Okay, right because Gazeta Resort made a mistake 2 days ago. Then it said 23, but again, 24. It's 2 years. It's still 2 years. Like the fair price is around 40 million euros. Like if I were Juve and I had Zaniolo until 24 and somebody wanted him, I'm gonna ask close to 40 million euros. I'm gonna ask the same price. It's just we're on the other hand and we need to pay for it, you know. And I think that's too much. I think it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's absolutely fair. I think, I guess it just really depends on what the situation there is in Roma right now, and that's where I'm coming from. Is I'm looking at, is this a player that Mourinho is really going to put a lot of trust in and really thinks that he's going to be a part of the future, or is this a player that they're trying to offload? As in, he just doesn't seem to fit, and then Juventus definitely have interest in him because obviously his past. I don't know if it's just because he was a Juventus player, but also because he was. I mean, it was him and. I remember a couple of years ago, it was him and Sandro Tonali viewed as like two of the best, Italian youth products. Obviously, that was before the first ACL broke, and then you had the issues that went along from that. I still think he's still recuperating from that, as well as just the situation and getting back into form there at Roma. I still think he has a higher ceiling than a lot of guys like to give him. I guess personally, here's the thing I want to ask though. Do we view this as, because we've had Paratici in and out? We knew Paratici was interested in Zaniolo and wanted him. Where is this coming from at Juventus? Who's the buyer that has the most interest? Like, who's the individual that is really pushing the Zaniolo ideology? I guess because you're still seeing it there. You're still seeing the rumors fly around. Is it a third party, or is it somebody within? Is it like a Nedved? Is it? That's where I wonder, because it still keeps getting pushed there. I don't know if it's just because of his past as a Juventus fan.
I think it's just the team policy. They just want Italian players, young, talented, if possible, Italian. And again, before his 2 major injuries, he was the next big thing, But the 2 injuries happened, and I don't say he disappeared off the face of the earth, but like it feels like he disappeared off the face of the earth. He's not getting the. I don't say he's getting the attention, but not the attention you would expect with a player of his caliber. I think that's the issue. But he's Italian. He's young. I think he's still viewed among club owners or directors as the next big thing. So they're gonna keep push for it. And I think. The fact that he has a deal until 24 is, I would say, it's a good opportunity for the club. You know what I mean? It's still a lot of money, but like if he had a deal until 26, we wouldn't be linked with him now. But the fact that he's 24 and his contract renewal talks are actually not going anywhere at the moment, I think the both parties are a bit, hesitant, especially Zaniolo. Maybe a big offer comes in from Juve and he's like, I'm going. And even Roma's like maybe they are like not sure what we need to offer him, because there's no offer from Juve for Zaniolo at the moment, So I think it's a combination of all those things, but especially he's Italian, he's young, he's still viewed as that player, and we're being linked with him again.
Is this a situation where you think maybe, I don't know, I almost wonder if maybe Arriva Bene, I feel bad because I always seem to give him a bit more credit than I do Cherubini in a lot of situations lately, and I think it's probably earned. But is this a situation where maybe even Arriva Bene thinks that maybe he can fleece Roma a little bit while they're asking for that money, just like a lot of guys like to demand all these exorbitant amounts of money. We talked about Locatelli, how they kept trying to drive that up and saying like 55 or whatever during the summer there. And then we talk about, Lotito and his situation and how that number's dropped, even though it's not going to be Juventus going after him. But I don't know. Part of me wonders if maybe Oliva Bene thinks that he can, maybe he's the guy who thinks that he can, get him for way cheaper than we're really the numbers that are being floated out there. And that's the reason that it would make sense.
I would hope so. Because the numbers that are out there now at the moment, again, you're right. It's coming down a bit, but like it's still in the 40 range, which is a fair price if I was Roma, if I was Juve and I was going to sell. But now we need to buy. And like, again, you get Di Maria, and Hani made that point. Is it worth getting him on a 1-year deal if he's not really motivated? I think we're going for Di Maria because the club is not 100% sure about Zaniolo, the price tag. And not sure about other options, which is a bit strange because there are other options out there. I think they just want to bridge a gap and fix other areas this season, summer, and the next summer go for the winger of the future, apparently. Maybe because they're going to play with 2 wingers. I mean, I watched Allegri Dazan interview. Like he teased it. He basically said we're gonna play with 2 wingers. And going off all the names we're hearing, it's going to be 2 wingers. So,
I think, yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think part of it also, one of the ways I look at it, too, and I understand it's different because of the injury issue. And that's where a lot of people have where they can hang their hat of, like, no to the player because of the injuries. I understand. See, I still put a lot of it, and this isn't just me fanboying or whatever, and I understand there's a part of me that is looking at it with the blue tinted glasses, I guess you could say, because he plays for the Azzurri, even though really he's had plenty of issues there with Mancini there too, which I do want to get into here in a second. But part of me, I give him a little bit, I don't want to say a pass, but I give him a little bit more time, I think, to recuperate. I viewed this as like a recovery season because the last 2, how long the 2 ACL tears and then the other injury, just giving that better. Maybe it's a situation where maybe, it's not the best thing for Juventus to be looking at him right now. Maybe give him one more season at Roma, see how he does. But then that changes things drastically. If he does say he's healthy all season and he scores, I'm not trying to go crazy, maybe like 10 goals or something like that while being healthy for an entire season. Especially given the small amount of goals he's had this season. I don't know. I think there's some things there. I think you put him alongside of Pogba, like you said, Locatelli, whatever guys like that. I think you maybe can cook a little bit more. But I think one of the issues that I have is I think a lot of people too, because I remember there are some players that I've been high on that and I'm not saying I'm always right because I'm obviously definitely not. But there's a lot of players I was really high on Chiesa when he was at Fiorentina, and I remember a ton of people were not in here because we didn't have the channel. But that idea, like whenever I tweeted out, whatever, people were there to shit on it right away. They were there immediately just to call him the next Bernardeschi, to call him, whatever, to say he's overrated, to say he wasn't good enough. Why is Juventus looking at him kind of thing? There's all kinds of naysayers. And then once the player gets in here and he does a couple good things, then they flip on a coin like that, on a dime. So I don't know. That's where my head sets. And I think there's always going to be a lot of people that are just negative to be negative. When it comes to that. But also, I do want to talk about, though, the issue. So recently, the reports that he alongside Moise Kean were dismissed from the Azzurri camp. Is that true? Or do we know if that's true or not?
I read that Kean had some problems, fitness
what about,
problems.
do we know what's in... Okay, what about Zaniolo? What was his situation? Do we know?
I don't know. Like, I've actually, because Julian texted that in the group, right? So I looked it up, and apparently Keane had like an issue, but I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't, because Mancini, like, he called him out publicly many times that he needs to grow up, and that's the issue. A lot of, like, even Roma at times you can hear Rome-based newspapers, they talk about it, that at times the club is like, you need to grow up. I don't know, how old is he, by the way?
Which one? Who? Moise Kean or Zaniolo?
Yeah. Let me see. I don't know, because there's some news. Yeah, PSG out of the race, basically.
For what, Pogba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I don't know. I'm not gonna read that report because people are milking that documentary announcement. They're milking. Okay, he's 22, Zaniolo. I mean, it's young. Like 22, you do. I don't say dumb shit, but like you're still not childish, but like in the football world, clubs don't like that. You know, that's weird, and especially not Allegri. So like, he's not that. He will let players do their thing. You know, in terms of like. And Manu, like Pogba was an issue at Manu. Even Mourinho made an issue about Pogba, his style, and like Juve, nobody cares. Like, if you just do your thing and outside of the pitch, you don't do stupid stuff. I say stupid stuff, but then Vidal, like he was drunk every night. He crashes Ferrari, I don't know how many times. But when he stepped on that pitch, he was one of the best players every weekend, basically. He was up there. So if you can back it, that's fine. But you know what's gonna happen if Zaniolo comes in and he does stupid stuff still, and he ends up the first part of the season with 3 goals and 1 assist. You know what's gonna happen. Also from us, from like on the channel, you know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say you. I'm gonna say you're doing stupid stuff, which I don't care if you can perform on the pitch. But if you don't perform, then it becomes an issue.
Yeah,
it becomes an issue.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's another situation where, I guess if I'm most fans, I do understand if you don't have a real dog in the fight when it comes to the player and like a desire to see him, play at Juventus, then you won't. It's more of a, it's a riskier gamble than it is something that there's not a lot there that you can really say is proven that it's going to be successful, especially given all the better level talented players that Juventus have had who have struggled here recently, obviously under Allegri. So what would make you think, what would make me think, honestly, that he could come in and just become a world-class, either striker, winger, or however they decide to use him since he's been moved around here from midfield to that now lately. I don't know. I mean, again, I was, I think going into this, I don't know, maybe if Julian were here, you were both going to be attacking him a little bit more. I feel like I'd be a little bit more fired up to really battle this out. Because one of the things I was going to bring up, I was going to say, you literally had this content given to you yesterday about Balotelli, and you didn't want to touch on it, you didn't whatever. I'm just saying, if I'm getting a Balotelli and a Zaniolo shirt this season, it may happen. I may have to get both of them because when they both come into the club.
Yeah.
Can I get you one?
I mean, I need it. And for the winter, for the stove. I'm not gonna we didn't discuss the Balotelli rumor because of the source. That's one. It was just randomly. It makes no sense. Even if it's true, I think the club had a good laugh. If it happened, I don't believe it happened. I don't think his management is that stupid. I don't believe it because of the players they have. I don't think they're that stupid. But if it happened, I think Arriva Bene had the best laugh. Because he never laughs, basically. I think he laughed for the first time in his life.
Yeah. Honestly, if I were here yesterday on the live, it'd be a bit better than it was today. Talking about Zaniolo, I probably would have gone at it a little bit more because honestly, and I do stick with this and I do kind of buy into this and believe it. I think Balotelli, having him, that he would have been better than most of the other attackers we have on the team this year. You can't tell me that he wouldn't have performed better. He wouldn't have scored more than Dybala, Bernardeschi, and have these guys. Of course, I guess there is the caveat of he'd have to actually be playing and not gotten kicked out of stuff. But if he's actually on the field, I personally think he would have performed better.
He wasn't good enough
most of those players.
For Monza. They kicked him out and they have been promoted to Serie A.
They don't have a winning mentality. That's it. They don't want to win.
They've been promoted to Serie A on Sunday.
They don't want to win. They don't want to win.
They won. They're in Serie A. I will say this.
Don't
He's playing the Turkish league.
Yeah.
Bertolacci. I don't know if people remember Bertolacci. He's one of the poster boys of that league. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Julian saying hot takes from Justin. Balotelli scored more than Dybala.
I'm coming in. I'm trying to come in hot. Of course, you guys aren't.
That's not hot. That's already burned. Yeah, that's
That's fair. All right. I don't know. Maybe we've wasted enough of our time on this one. Guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, all that good stuff. I don't know. They're at least interesting. They're interesting rumors. But again, I feel like it's also just kind of it's kind of frustrating to me overall because given the situation we're put in right now, I say like we're put in, we're doing here, talking Juventus as fans, but we get on here and we want to talk about stuff. And the problem is we're not really given a lot to talk about because right now we're just sitting here in holding formation until whatever happens. So what we have, the rumor of Di Maria, that meeting happening Wednesday, and then here's the thing, and maybe I'm transitioning a little too quick with you or for you, maybe you want to get to, but my question is, which one do you think we have a better chance of landing first, Pogba, Di Maria? Because I was leaning toward Di Maria, but now they're acting like Pogba is still the one who could be first to pop.
I still think Di Maria.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Di Maria because I think that deal is easier to do in terms of it's 1 year. It's easy. Pogba's deal is a long-term deal, no bonuses, everything, all those things. So I think that contract will take longer to basically finalize, agree. I don't think agree. I think more finalize. I think Di Maria is 1 year, yes, and that's it. It's kind of an easy contract to sign. Basically, it's 1 year at I'm saying 6. I'm just saying 7, and it's done. With Pogba is I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. Maybe in year 2, the base salary will be a bit more. The bonuses will drop. In year 3, it will be the other way around. I don't know. Maybe. So it'll take some more time, I believe.
I wanted to get in this with you too when we talked about Di Maria. Are you a believer in him right now? Like at first, I was high on him.
I still do.
Maybe the reason I'm saying this is some of the news being put out there. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm wavering, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried about like his intent as a player.
Okay, I will say this.
I understand his intent that he wants to be in Europe, but like, is he going to give it? Is he going to actually try to win with Juve?
I will say this. The first moment that story broke, it was a 1 year deal. I looked it up. It was only the club wants a 2 year deal, but nobody said it's 2 year done. It was always Di Maria wants 1. And now they're basically, I don't know, the journalist, everybody who said, yeah, maybe it's going to be 2. The club is pushing for 2. Now they're saying, nah, it's going to be 1. And they're pushing it like it's something new, like it's a new story. But actually it wasn't. Yeah. If you go back to the initial reports, it was always Di Maria wants 1 year. And we knew that. And if you know that as a club, it is what it is. So now, the same journalists, I'm not calling out journalists, but they put out there that it was possible for a 2 year deal, that it was a possibility. Now they're just putting out there, oh no, it's 1. And they're making it look like, oh my God, what just happened? But it was always 1. If you go back to the initial report, that's what Di Maria asked for. And we knew that when we went in for him. So,
well, that's fine. But my issue is okay, one on two hands. So he's either one of these. Is Di Maria a mercenary for a season, or is he on vacation? And that's my question. Is like a mercenary, you actually know that hopefully he's going to come out and perform. Is he on vacation? And like maybe some of the stats, and obviously some of those are swayed, because I know he didn't have a ton of goals and whatever performance and all that. I mean, given the PSG situation,
I don't think it's a vacation. Like, I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me, when does the Argentinian league starts over again? Because I know the Brazilian league starts over again in September, if I'm not mistaken. He will get called up for the national team no matter what, because he's part of it. I don't think the coach is going to drop him because he has no club for 3 months, or the Argentinian league starts a month and a half before he's in that squad, in my opinion. He just wants to play consistently. That's why I think the Argentinian league starts a bit later or something. He just wants to play and keep his fitness up. That's motivation, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't think he's going to come to Juve to sit on the bench. Then he could have gone to Argentina now and sit on the bench or do nothing and go to the World Cup. I think he wants to keep his fitness at a peak level. So that's good for us, I believe.
I hope so. It's starting to worry me a little bit, given, obviously, again, I understand those would be older stories that are being refloated back out there, especially given or misinformation, given that really he's been wanting 1 year from the very beginning, and then Juve would like to push for 2 because obviously it's easier if you have, or at least have a 1-and-1 option, so that way they can have that a little bit longer to really get in and find their guy. In the end, I guess, to find their guy who will end up replacing him after that, be it Sule finally finding his way to the first team or whatever else it is, or an actual purchase that they end up making. It's just something that worries me, because I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not trying to go back to the retirement home mentality. And that's the one thing that would worry me in the situation is he going to be a guy who's going to come in and play, and want to be a winner and want to actually win, try to compete for the Scudetto.
Yeah, I think it is. And Julian's asking what happens after World Cup. He plays until the season ends. He plays for the Champions League final because that's what you believe we're going to win next season. So,
I mean, I do. Yeah, I kind of like Julian asking that question though, because it is something. It is sticking with me, and it's something that I can't really get out of my head. And it'll be something, if there is that, here we go. That's what we'll have to transition to talking about.
I'll say this.
How serious is he going to be competing here for the club?
Okay, how serious do you think Bernardeschi was the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, that's why we don't want a guy like that, though.
Okay, but like he was horrendous. Do you think Di Maria is gonna be like that, even if he doesn't try? I think even if he doesn't try, he's still better.
Mm-hmm.
I
would hope so. Yeah.
I think we need to fix so many things. The club needs to make a decision now. Spend 50 million on Zaniolo and screw the midfield, left back, striker, whatever, or take a shot and fix all the rest. I'm gonna take that shot.
Yeah,
I would. Unless the club comes out and say, we have a 200 million euro budget, then I'm like, yeah, screw Di Maria, just move on. But that's not the case with us. It's not the case. We need to be realistic.
I guess regardless, it is a mercenary situation, and it's one of those things where I just hope that it ends up working out. I just worry again. You're going to give him a decent wage and then see nothing from it. I could be wrong. We'll see. How do you think it really works? How does it factor into though with the idea of Kostic and Chiesa as well coming back and getting healthy? Then how do you fit those guys in the rotation? Then
I was going to talk about Chiesa, but guys, like the video. It's a bit shambolic at the moment. But
yeah, Chiesa, smash the damn like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. All right.
But Chiesa, who reported that? Was it? Oh, I saw a report before we went live. Oh, Mirko Di Natale, I think, said he could be back in September. Please no.
Yeah.
Please no. I hope that's bullshit because that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I know technology or like healthcare improve, whatever you want to call it. But that's actually insane. That's actually it scares me. It scares me. If he's actually gonna play in September, I'm scared because that's a miracle basically. That's actually a miracle if he plays on. If he can play in September, it's a miracle. I will be happy if he is back. Let's say a month before the World Cup. That's already great. But I've always said just if it's that close, just let it go. Just wait until the World Cup ends, basically. That's why we need a new winger. And they're looking at a cheap option. It's Kostic, And Julian can talk about it more because he delved in it. I like Kostic. I've said it.
Yeah.
I think I've said it September, October, randomly because we were talking about Frankfurt. I remember that. And I like Kostic. But I think... I know people will say, oh, but he's good at crossing, which he is actually brilliant. He can't go past his man. He struggles. He plays better in a wing-back position. He cannot play on the wing. It's a flip-flop between fans, And every fan, for every negative, there's a positive. And for me, the positive is it's 50 mil. It's not a lot. It's just to basically bridge the gap until Chiesa's back and have a backup.
Yeah.
That's it. That's actually what we were looking for because Chiesa's not back. I don't believe that rumor in September. I actually struggle to believe it. I can't.
No, I agree. I think also the club would be smart to not rush him back because we see what happens when when you do that. Especially if you're going to have guys like Kostic and Di Maria in there, that'll be fine. I don't know. It's again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read through the chat here right now. I think a lot of people are Dash are saying I agree. No way he comes back before October. The club would be terrible to do that. Again, no matter who you hire, there in J Medical, there's no way you can't just magically heal things that much faster and get it working. Get him back for September early season. That's one of the things I worry about. I guess also just real quick, the last thing to touch on when it comes to the Zaniolo stuff. If they were to get him, where are they utilizing him? Are they using him as a pure striker, or are they utilizing him as try to push him back in the midfield winger kind of guy.
Yeah. Right. No, not a striker. That would be actually insane if you do that. I wouldn't like that. Makes no sense because then you're gonna change the complete formation. No. It's Vlahovic. He will be the focal point. As someone saying we need a top goalkeeper, we do not. That's a random comment, you know. I can pull up stats for Chesney thanks to Julian, which I don't need stats to prove that he's a very good goalkeeper. But yeah, Hanin says a 7 to 9 months recovery. I don't believe September. Yeah. I actually don't believe it. He's running again, so that's positive. But like, I had the same injury. I didn't need to have a surgery, thank God. You know, it was just, it's still hanging enough. It's holding on enough. But the next time I need surgery, it hurts like hell. Like I couldn't play for 2 months and a half, and I didn't need surgery. And even now, when I play, it feels like crap sometimes. You know. And again, I don't have the medical care those guys have because that's next level. But still, like September, you cannot rush that. I don't think it's like David is saying. You just don't do it because if it's not 100% fit, you're gonna put more pressure on your other foot and stuff. Like just naturally, you're gonna do that, and that's a bigger risk in my opinion.
No, I agree. I do.
It's like it's like Dash is saying. Excuse me. It's not good because I know from my experience I do that, and I play once a week. I don't train. Like, let alone if you do that 6 days a week, you know, you just do that naturally, especially at the beginning because you're kind of scared. You're not sure if it's good or not. I think Chiellini spoke about it when he had that injury. He said like the first few weeks, it was a bit scary because you're not sure. Yeah. You're not sure. Is it fully healed? Can I put my full weight on it? You know, and all those stuff. Can I go into a tackle? It's kind of weird. It's not a great feeling. So I don't think the club's gonna rush him back. I don't believe that.
No, and then you don't need to turn Chiesa into a Zaniolo situation. I guess then is the one thing I'd say where because of that mentality he ends up injuring himself once again, and then you're stuck out another how long. Yeah. And again, it's one of those things that I still worry about him getting back up to par because again, what I saw from him a lot of the season was not the Chiesa we got for Italy or for under Pirlo last season. It's still I'm hoping that he can get back to even 3/4 of that, kind of bringing that to the table for Juventus. All right, I think you talked a little bit about wanting to get to. Did you want to mention? I know you said something about pulling out for that the Pogba docu series, or is that what you want to touch on?
Oh yeah, I just want to say this. He's not like maybe he will announce his club. I don't know, but that documentary has been shot for over a year. It has been announced a year ago. I remember it that it will be dropping this summer. So it's not that he is making move to Juve or whatever PSG if somebody thinks PSG and they just recorded an entire documentary on it. That's not the case, and I don't believe he knew a year ago that he was joining us. I don't believe that. Or PSG, because people still think he will go PSG. Again, people making a big deal of it, I don't care. Like, he can make 10 movies. If he comes, can you play? Can you make us better? Great. Do whatever you want off that pitch. As long as on Sunday you turn up and you win us the game. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure there are conversations going on for at least, I mean, there have been conversations probably happening between him and management or him and his agent or whoever for years now, probably since shortly after he left. But at the same time, anything concrete, anything knowing, okay, Forza, I get it. Shut up. I don't know. He's being a jackass. But anyway, that threw me off there for a second. Anyway, that's the main thing I worry about there. I do want to talk a little bit real quick. I just think what's the rationale right now where Juventus fans should sit with a lot of these rumors that are being thrown out there between Di Maria and then with him and then moving into the next phase of the Mercato. you're going to see Di Maria and you're going to see Pogba probably end up signing with Juventus, and then we're going to be able to talk about that, celebrate it, whatever we want to do here on the channel, and we'll be able to cover that. But to kind of focus ourselves, what's the next position that you would really focus on after that?
That's a good question. I don't know. Like the rumors are all over the place. Like one day it's defender focus, then it's left back focus, and striker, even right back with De Chilio, but he's signing a new deal. Sadly, until 25, which is it's actually unbelievable. But I don't know. Like it depends. It depends on like if I try, like if Pellegrini leaves now, if West Ham comes in and they say we pay 40 million euros and Juve is like, yeah, take him, then I think left back will be the next one. I think the striker one is gonna take the longest because I still believe the club is waiting on Atletico if they're gonna basically drop the price for Morata. I think they will help, like hold talks for, I'm just saying names, Raspadori, like all those names, Muriel, Arnautovic, just name it, you know? I think they're going to hold talks with those players, but I think it's just going to keep options open until a set date where they're like, yeah, now we need to make a decision. Like, I'm sorry, Morata, it's taking too long. We cannot wait until the end of August because nobody's going to sell their striker then. So that's an issue. So I think the striker one can be completely wrong. I think that will be... I think that will take the longest. We need a defender and a left back first.
Yeah. Well, I kind of sat there for a bit on the same situation and kind of looked at it as when it comes to the striker position, especially if you're looking at a guy like Raspadori, where it seems, for all intents and purposes, it seems that Juventus and Sassuolo have kind of agreed that whenever he does go, he'll probably go to Juve and they'll work out deals. They have a good relationship going on there, especially Oliva Bene and Cherubini with why am I blanking on the guy's name? President.
Agnelli.
Huh? No. President of Sassuolo. Why am I looking at him? Yeah, Carnevale. Yeah, they have a good relationship with him going on. So I think that's one that you can kind of put to the side, and you can kind of slow play that one until the end of the Mercado, if it is going to be Raspadori. And I do agree with you when it comes to the left back would be one that I would hope to tackle early, especially if you're trying to get a jump on getting Udogie to get him into the club and bring him in. One of the things that really was the news that kind of popped up yesterday that I kind of wanted to get your feel on, well, there's two parts. Well, first off, you mentioned the De Chilio. I don't know why I said but anyway, De Chilio, that one kind of took me a little bit because we've been getting this false good news recently that the club had decided to go a different way.
Really
and
quickly,
now it's like, no, it's happening.
It's not a good source. I just tweeted it out because I was hyped. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Normally, I don't tweet out that source.
Emotionally,
it was an emotional decision.
Yeah.
You caught me the first half. Well, insert that gif.
And then Romeo Agresti came in and put a boot in your ass.
Yeah, he's staying.
Disappointed you.
Allegri's staying.
So I guess forget about that. Forget about Molina. Forget about Bellanova. Any of that. Whatever.
Oh, Bellanova. I saw a report saying we're not looking at Bellanova at all.
Not even looking at him.
But Molina, that's. But Molina can play. Okay, he's a right back, but depending on how we can play, he can play also further up that pitch. Like he's like the new Cuadrado, basically. He can do that. And again, Cuadrado, Danilo, De Chilio. Yeah. That's not positive moving into the future. Let's be honest here. That's not looking amazing. So we need, and somebody said, "Oh, but we cannot fix everything." I get that. Like I've been preaching this on the channel, but that doesn't mean you need to give De Chilio a 3-year deal. You can say 1, maybe +1, and we will replace you next season. You don't want it? See you later. Ciao.
That's one of the second part of this I wanted to get to you was really about the latest rumors. I guess now that Atalanta, I guess they can't quickly flip him and sell him for a higher price to a Premier League club. So now it looks like Demiral may be coming back to Juventus, where they can decide what to do with him, either sell him, keep him, whatever. Do you think this would be an option that Juventus may look at and be like, let's just keep him, utilize him as a center back and not really focus on buying a center back in this Mercado? Or do you think it's going to be one of those things where you still want to try to move him as quickly as possible and then focus on somebody else you think is going to be a future option here?
No, if he comes back, he will leave because he wants to start. Allegri's not going to start it. So it's that simple.
Yeah.
He left because he wanted to play. Not because the club wanted to sell him. He wanted to play. Yeah. He asked the club to be sold or loaned out, whatever. So if he comes back, I don't believe Allegri's going to say, oh, welcome, Bonucci. You're out, my guy. Because Dimiral wants to play. He asked me to play. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So I think we're just going to flip it. I don't know to who, because apparently Atalanta are even struggling to find a buyer. That's the rumor. Like, they're not sure. That's why they're doubting that they will. They're doubting if they will buy him, if they can immediately flip him for more money. They're doubtful.
Yeah.
That's what the issue is at the moment. You know, or
would it make sense too, especially given that they're not making Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to break on. Someone saying, oh, maybe because they're haggling on the price. Screw them. They took the piss with previous transfers, selling to other clubs for way too much money. Now you're on the other end. Pay. You have the money. You play Champions League football for 3 seasons in a row, I think, or 2. I'm not sure. I think 3, to be honest. Maybe it's 2. You have the money in the bank because you don't spend a lot. You know, that's
and you sold Romero for whatever.
16, so you have the money. I think if they come back and say we need a discount, I think River Bene will say, screw you guys. We will flip him elsewhere.
One of the common I guess posts I keep seeing people saying, like, I can't remember who it is. I apologize if you're in the chat right now, but somebody keeps saying, I don't know why you guys don't keep listening to me. I don't know why you guys don't listen to whatever. But basically, in Riva Bene's comments saying that it's going to be important Mercado in the winter, not in the summer. What'd you say?
No,
do it on the air.
We're not ignoring him, but that's what we've been saying. Like, we cannot fix everything this summer. We know that. That's what we've been saying. But I don't know what's the point about. I don't know what the point is talking about it now, because now is a summer transfer window, and we need to bring in players. Winter transfer market, 6 months from here. I don't care. It's now that it's important.
But there's no part of me that's buying. I don't know. I maybe you'll disagree with me on this, but no, there's no part of me that's buying that next winter Mercado is going to be bigger than the summers.
No, he can say that. I don't believe that for one bit. He said you're not going to make theater signings in January. We got Vlahovic. He's saying it now. We're signing Pogba. So he's a liar. I mean, a liar. Like, he's not going to tell the world what we're doing.
No, yeah.
We're thinking. So if you want to go by every word Riva Bene is saying, you can do that. I don't know. Just do that. Then Dybala would have signed. You know, that's what he said way back. He didn't stay, you know. And we would have Osman in the team, basically. And now Vlahovic. And we wouldn't got Zakaria because he said, I don't know, Zakaria. I don't know. And he signed them both in 1 week. Not even. So he's a liar. In good terms. Like, he's not like, he's not Pepe Marotta. Marotta will tell you everything. He will let you. He will let you read the text messages also if you ask him, I think.
Yeah, I would just say that the better term, I guess a nicer term for it would be, I think Riva Bene is deceptive in the way that he works. And he's always going to play it close to the vest. And he's not going to let you know exactly what he's thinking. And if you think for a second that he is setting a low bar for this club, then you don't know Riva Bene kind of thing. If you think that he's really going to be like, we can only afford to buy, whatever cheap option is out there kind of thing. He's not going to do that. He's going to get what I believe is going to be what's it called? The most beneficial for this club to actually go out there and win. And I think Elkin also is one of those situations where, it's not going to be okay with him to sit back and have that.
No. He's not going to announce everything. I'll keep saying it. I think 2 seasons ago, Marotta was eating in a restaurant and DiMarcio just said live on Sky, just when sitting next to him and speaking about the Mercato. Like, that's not normal. I'm sorry. And ever since Marotta left, the leaks stopped. Like, there's still leaks, but it's not as transparent. It's not crystal clear. It isn't. Ever since he left, which, I mean, it's a good and a bad thing. I mean, bad because we want to talk about stuff and just grasping at straws. Good is
right.
They're serious. They're a serious club. But like someone is saying, it's just politics. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Guys, if you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, smash that like button right now. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and also consider joining our member squad. Got a lot of cool benefits out of that from being a part of our member squad. All the guys you see in the comments or in the chat right now that are highlighted that have the badges. Dash, I know Andrew Finney was here earlier. Davide, people like that. I apologize, I don't have it pulled up right now. Who's all in here? But definitely. Consider joining the member squad. It's like I said, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee you get for a whole month each month. The most expensive tier is the $5 tier. You get a lot of cool stuff with that. You get you get the member badges, you get the Discord group where you get to join in our community, all the stuff that we do here. A lot of cool stuff there, as well as you also get some different options there. You get the wallpaper and then of course you get a priority option to the giveaways. A lot of cool stuff that we've been working on behind the scenes, Alejandro, Julian, and myself, of what we're going to bring here to the Beyond Canary Zone. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of fun stuff that'll actually make it really, really worth your while to end up joining the member squad. As you see, Alejandro is wearing one of our shirts right now that you can get on the merchandise store. You can look at that. The link in the description down below will have the merchandise store that you can go there to. But one of the things I want to do that we're going to be doing for our members also is going to be a fun little maybe once a month, twice a month. We'll see how it actually works out. But doing some kind of fun, kind of a trivia kind of thing, and we'll be able to give away some merchandise to you guys that'll win it. Just a way for us to give back to you for that you all that have supported us in the channel. Actually, well, for now, a full calendar year now. So anyway, just appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, become a member. And also just let me know too if you become a member. I know new member Luis. If you haven't, make sure you reach out to us and let us know, like I said earlier, all that stuff so we can get you hooked up with the Discord right away. Back to you. Sorry. Took over for a second.
Nothing. There's no news breaking this evening. Not that I was expecting breaking news, but like not even tap-ins. Nothing. Which is fine because like I don't need another tweet saying another meeting or it's getting closer. Just no. It's okay. So let's see for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a meeting apparently. Let's see when it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen after the Italy game. I think it's happening before. So let's see how that will go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll have some solid news on Di Maria tomorrow, midday.
Is there? And I saw earlier Dash had left that in the comment. I want to say I disagree with you, Dash, but hopefully just because I'm more optimistic. Dash was saying he doesn't think that there'll be any kind of here we go or whatever, anything like that for Pogba or Di Maria till mid-June.
No, I think I
hope that's not true.
No, I think after. I think he said after June we will go for other targets if we sign them. No.
I don't know. I saw earlier. I thought that he said.
I don't expect anything post Pogba and Di Maria until late June.
Oh, post Pogba. Okay, sorry, Dash. That's my bad. I was reading it wrong. I was reading a little bit too quick. That makes sense. And yeah, I think that's probably a normal schedule, especially given how long it takes to once you hear that they finally, cornered one individual. That's who they want. How long it's going to take to do sit downs. All the negotiations that come with it, signing the contract. Yeah, I think that's reasonable, especially. Given the timeline for the Pogba and Di Maria, when those are pretty kind of not a guarantee, but all but done, it feels like. So I guess we'll see. We'll keep all eyes, ears, whatever peeled tomorrow and see what's going to happen with Di Maria if that ends up breaking. Do you think there's a chance it breaks tomorrow? Or do you think it's going to be one of those where they come to the meeting, sit down, maybe there's an agreement, but then
I think it's a final meeting tomorrow.
So you think tomorrow is yes or no?
I think tomorrow we will hear it's gonna happen. Like just finalizing the last details on the paper, but it's gonna happen. Or, it's not looking great, And if the news comes out, it's not looking great, then I think the club basically pulled out, and it's not gonna look great at all. I think the club will just move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think tomorrow we will know. We should know because I don't know who reported that, but it was basically the report saying. It's not it's the final meeting basically. Like that's the meeting they're gonna decide, and it better be. You don't need 10 meetings.
Don't need to waste more time.
Yeah, like you're coming. This is it. That's what you want. That's what we are offering. What can we agree on? It's this. Okay, let's do this. Come on. It's not.
Especially when you're really working on a contract for 1 year. Like this isn't a long-term deal that's really gonna handcuff you to the club. It's a 1 year deal. It's a mercenary deal. That's what it is. Yeah. It's kind of a situation where this should have been clean and cut and done. And that's just how I kind of view it. And that's why I've been a little bit more maybe perturbed by it. I'm like, how is this not gotten done? How is even the potential of Pogba getting done before this? And I get it because Pogba may be obviously the more serious, the more the bigger target. But again, Di Maria is still a very, very serious, important option moving in this Mercado. I've talked to Julian a lot of this. We've had a lot of, after dark lives talking back and forth about our opinions on this. And I don't know that I've really asked you, what's your number of guys you think are coming in this Mercado?
Oh, okay.
Obviously going out, you're going to have, Ramsey and stuff to figure out. You're going to have potentially Rabiot, whatever. Yada.
Incoming, I would say. Right, let me think really quickly. I'm gonna say at least 6.
6 guys.
At least 6, but I think we need 7.
Yeah,
we need a center back. We need a left back. We need 2 midfielders. We need a right winger. We need a left winger. We need a striker. That's 7. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I think 6. I mean, I consider you looking like an absolutely fool, and we only signed 3. If we sign 3, we're in big trouble.
I think with the moves that they're looking at and a lot of the rumors out there, I think you have to at least get 5. If you're not at 5, I'd be worrisome for this upcoming season. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
Like you at least get 5 deals done. Yeah, maybe you get stuck with Sandro. Maybe there's issues with Udogie of trying to sign him, and for some reason that's just not happening. Maybe they have to end up keeping Pellegrini or something like that. I don't know. I could see stuff like that happening there at the end. But I think definitely you're definitely looking at, let's say Khalid says Pogba, Di Maria, and then you go after Udogie. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. That would be my next target. Would be going right after Udogie, trying to sign him because I do like the player. I think he's got a really good future ahead of him. Raspadori is one that I'd probably hold a little bit more till the end of the Mercado, just because I feel like you're in a good situation there. And that's one that maybe I still don't understand Sassuolo's full Mercado idea or their ideology, because there's a lot of guys that they have up for sale.
They want to sell. A lot of guys. One day they will say, "Oh, everybody's interested. Oh, we have 11 offers," and the next day we'll wake up and say, "We don't need to sell." They're like the most bipolar club in the world. They changed their mind. Like Carnevale, he's a great salesman. That's why Sassuolo is what they are. They were nobodies, and they're now steady, solid Serie A club. Solid, So credit to him and the owners and everybody who did that. So he knows how to deal with those things. He knows clubs want their players, and he knows how to value them, overvalue them. Somebody told me Fratesi 30 mil is a steal. I was confused when I read that it was a steal. I'm not sure if 30 million euros paying 30 million euros for Fratesi can be labeled a steal. Like a steal is 5 million euros, Zakaria. That's a steal, in my opinion. Or if you can get Koulibaly for 30 mil, that's a steal.
I still have a hard time seeing the Koulibaly.
I'm just
you're having to negotiate with. Yeah, it would definitely be a good deal, but that's why I'm just so every time it pops up, I'm like, I just have a hard time seeing that coming. Right now, Nico Schiera, kind of old news, no news, saying confirmed. Expected today the meeting between Federico Cherubini and Angel Di Maria's agent to try to close the agreement. Juventus want to sign him, obviously. So no news, but they're tweeting it out, just getting it all out there for the final things. Okay, is it Udogie or is it Udogie? Or is it a different? Because I've heard 3 different pronunciations recently, trying to clarify. I've heard. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe, guys, we have to realize this is an English channel, and we're gonna say stuff. I'm gonna say stuff wrong.
Alfredo Padula saying Pogba chose Juve. He's not gonna change his mind. So that's that. He blocked me. So I don't know if.
Did he really? Like your private account or the Bianca Arizona account?
both. I don't know why. I know why on the private one, but like I didn't say anything bad. It wasn't even in Italian or English. Like it was in my native language. That's the messed up part. So he translated it, and he blocked me. So I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna be pissed if you got me blocked. Let me see.
I'm gonna say his life outside of football is not that great. I'm just taking a guess over here.
Okay, no, I'm not blocked. I thought maybe he'd go because there's only like 40 that the Bianconeri Zone follows. It's like, what if he went through and just blocked?
All those I didn't say anything bad. I didn't say anything bad. I just said, okay, I don't know what it was. It was a Pogba thing. Someone was taking shots at Romeo and stuff and praising Padula. I was like, it's not like that. He's like Mr. All like, but it was like nothing bad. He translated that, and he blocked me. So yeah, he's not coming on the channel ever.
You and Julian just out here just ruining relationships with everybody. I'm working on trying to cultivate them. We'll see what happens. Khalid was asking, guys, who do you think who is okay? I'm trying to reword this in a way that makes sense. Who do you think is whose replacement? I guess kind of coming in. So I mean, I guess he's saying like I think what Khalid is kind of getting at is the thing that I brought up before, and I've looked at it too. When it comes to the attack, so you're looking at that. So you're looking at guys like Raspadori, Morata, Moise Kean, all the ones that can be moving in, moving out, and all that's going along there. Who's replacement? As in, like, if you bring in Raspadori, who's he coming in for? Who's that replacement? Is it, we say the rumors about Moise Kean. Is he coming in to replace Morata? Is he coming in, whatever? Di Maria, who's he replacing? He's replacing Bernardeschi.
I don't know. It's difficult to say. Excuse me. It's difficult to say because the names are changing every day, or like every day, and they will change even more. Because remember, I keep bringing it up. Remember, we were talking about defenders, and it was only Rudiger, and then he was signing for Real Madrid, and we were like, "Who the hell are we gonna sign?" And now we're linked with every single center back in Europe, basically.
Yep.
So it's gonna change. It's very difficult to say at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's obvious ones that, like, when you have coming in, like, yes, Udogi or whatever you want to say it, would definitely be coming in and replacing. Like I said, it'd be Pellegrini, unfortunately, not Alexander, because Alexander won't leave, no matter how hard or how nice you ask him. Situations like that, and then, but otherwise, yeah, it's hard to really knock down which ones are which. And that's the one it's kind of confused, perplexed, whatever. Me has been the Raspadori of like, who is the one that Raspadori is coming in for? Because there's been so many times it's been like, oh, no, he needs to go. Wait, no, actually, it's this guy needs to go. Well, Dybala's leaving, so who's coming in for Dybala? Kind of situation. Is Dybala just right now? Is that Di Maria? Is that his replacement? This year, I don't know, because it's been there's all this money that you're not paying to Dybala, so who's the one that you're coming in that you're giving that money to? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I can say now Raspadori, and tomorrow I'm like, yeah, that's a stupid thing I said. I need to change that. So that's why I'm not doing it, because we're not even being linked for likes also. So it's not even possible to do that. But let's see. I think tomorrow we have some, or today, for me it's today already, we'll have some more solid news on Di Maria. Then we can.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I'd imagine or really hope tomorrow could be a bigger day for this. We'll see. Dash is saying Davide and I have been announced as the Bianconeri Zone PR agents, signed 5-year deal. I don't know about 5-year deals. I'm not. First of all, Davide, love my guy Davide. I don't know if I'm signing him 5 years guaranteed to be my PR guy. Of all the PR guys out here, I don't know if it's Davide, but God love you though. But yeah, let's see. But from the names Juve are getting linked with. Okay, yeah. He's just saying the ones we're linked with. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we gave you is probably as good as we can do. I honestly, I don't know. I'm confused when it comes to Raspadori, which one he's coming in for. We talked about there were links with Dybala. There were links with, for some reason, about Moise Kean leaving. About him leaving, that he'd be his replacement. We don't know. We'll see what happens. Also, it just depends really how Allegri's actually going to utilize these guys and which ones he's going to, actually put into his real starting lineup, his starting 11 from there. You are the Karen. Yeah, Davide, I don't know that Karen's a good thing, but yes, you are the Karen. You did a good job complaining for the Bianconeri Zone because of the fake Bianconeri Zone on Twitter. So I do appreciate that. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't care. If somebody has time to
You
do
don't care
that,
about the parody account?
no. If somebody has time to do that, and I wish I had that time.
See it. I don't. This is one of those things I don't know how to feel. It kind of annoys me. I'm not even the
For me, it's like it's clearly a fake because he never tags the person because he knows what's gonna happen. So I think you can move on quickly from that.
But there's been I've seen 3 or 4 people that are not. I don't want to say they're bigger names. But I've seen like a couple times get got by that, and it kind of like the only thing I look at is like, oh, that's kind of crappy. One, this dude has this, or gal has this kind of time to do this, but then 2, I don't know, it could kind of, I don't know, I guess it could hurt a little bit the respectability or whatever, credibility, I guess. I don't know.
If people watch the channel, I don't think we have a lot of credibility. Julian messed it up.
I'm trying to build credibility here.
Julian messed it up.
And then here we go.
Julian messed it up. Julian messed it up for us. It's done.
Well, yeah, it's always Julian's fault, though. I mean, if he were really a professional, he'd be here right now, and he'd be here talking about this stuff.
Like,
so anyway,
his wife. He can walk from work.
Okay, Dash, you're not allowed to comment anymore. He said the one thing I don't want to hear ever in a Mercado.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case because people already left on a free.
Yeah.
So. But I know what he's trying to say. We still need to sell for sure. We need to sell.
But you need to sell, but I still think it's one of those situations of if you can lock a guy up, if you're Juventus.
I think it's going to be a bit more easier to sell because Arthur, Pellegrini, and Keane have asked to be sold. So we're not trying to force players out. Some players ask to be sold. So I think it's going to be a bit more easy. I'm not saying it will be done in one day, but I think it's going to be more relaxed, chill. You don't need to basically tie them down to a chair and basically force them out like you tried with Ramsey.
I was gonna say how many Ramsey videos am I gonna be making here in the next month or so?
I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna talk about it when it's done. And then we're gonna rant because we're gonna pay him out.
Yeah, I've got a lot of rants ready to go. I definitely have some breakdowns we want to get to on some of these players. Dash to say no, Matt, Moisey, Ken, Archer, Rabiot, and Pellegrini. How when they get sold? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because yeah, definitely Moisey, Ken, you'll be making up some space, and then Archer. Archer will decide, obviously, potentially, with Gabriel over at Arsenal if that ends up being a serious option.
It's a weird thing because Saliba, he plays for Marseille, but he's an Arsenal center back on loan. Marseille had a transfer ban, but that has been postponed until October or something, or like the appeal they had has been postponed until October, so they can sign players now in the summer. And Saliba basically dropped a little bomb saying, "I like to play Champions League," which Marseille does, and Arsenal they don't. Shocking. Shocker. They don't play Champions League football. I've been told on Twitter they wrapped up 4th place 3 months ago, but is what it is. So that can shift things around because they have Ben White. They pay 50 mil. They have Gabriel. They have Saliba. Like 3 starters. I don't think one of them is going to say, yeah, I'm going to sit on the bench. They don't have that pool, If it's a big club, one will say, yeah, I will be, like, we will rotate. We're winning stuff. I'm in a big club. When you're playing for Arsenal at the moment, with all due respect, it's a big club in name, but that's it. Like it hasn't been a big club on the field for like almost 2 decades now, basically. It's 2 decades. No, it's not. I'm lying. Let's say 2010. Then the drop off actually started. So I don't know if that's gonna work. So I think they need to make a decision. If they want Arthur, I think. Then Gabriel, yeah, it makes sense. I saw Thomas Partey. I'm like, I don't believe that rumor because no. So we need to keep an eye on that Saliba thing because that can change things really quickly.
Yep.
I'd rather take Saliba. If they give us Saliba, I will be the happiest person ever. But I think we need to look at it. Like, there's no real solid news around Arthur at the moment. It's just he wants to leave the club. Like Allegri wants to move him on.
It just seems like the easiest solution is send him to Arsenal.
Yeah,
because we know they want him.
Yeah, because Arteta wants him. That's right. But then you hear the rumor that he cannot pay 40 mil. I'm like, you're kind of lying. If you pay 30 mil for Ramsdale, 50 mil for Ben White, you can pay 40 mil for Arthur. It's just you don't want to,
Mm-hmm.
which is fair. Like if like I wouldn't pay 40 mil for Arthur. Like I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't do that. But that's the money we need to basically balance the book. To don't take a big hit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, that would make sense. I mean, the Arsenal also, yeah, like you said, their fans have been making asses of themselves here recently, especially with all the Vlahovic comments and all the whatever stuff. I'm about over talking about Arsenal, and hopefully that would be a deal where they get that done, and then we don't have to talk about them as much anymore. One thing I did want to ask, because obviously Dash mentioned it, and I commented quickly, but of course I don't really know the relationship or whatever. But Rabiot's mom saying that he could go back to PSG.
When did you say that?
That was in one of the daily news things. Rabiot's mom, I think something about his mom was saying still something about interest with PSG to go back there.
Did it? I cannot remember when. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm actually confused. I've saw other rumors like Chelsea, Newcastle, and other.
Mm-hmm.
Even Tottenham popped up this week.
Yeah,
I didn't see
those
that.
are in there.
He's not going back PSG. Like,
well, that's the reason I brought that up. But I was like, that just seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like they sent him away. There's a reason. It wasn't like he was.
Oh, they burned the bridge. They built it back up and they burned it again. That's how.
Yeah.
Basically, no, he's not. He's never going back to that club.
Right. No, I agree. Oh, just get frozen. There we go. Let's see. I Dog Daddy Davide. I've not seen Rabiot's mom, so I couldn't confirm or deny. Yes, proud of you that you're barbecuing burgers and fries. That was yesterday though. That was Memorial Day. You do it on Monday, but Canada, I guess you can do it the next day after.
Well, I will answer Giuseppe's question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think about Charlotte de Ketelaar for a keen replacement? Milan are in talks for him. I know Bruges won at least 30 million euros. He will be the most expensive Belgian player. I mean, coming out of the Belgian league straight, he will smash that record, clearly. Not just the Belgium, just in general. But they won around 30 million euros for the Ketelaar. I've said it months ago, I will take him because he is very, he's not the finished article, but he improved big time. And he showed that at a big stage in the Champions League this season. He showed that, again, 4 games, but, he showed he can play with the big boys, even with the national team. He showed that he came on against Italy. In the Nations League, he showed he can play with the big boys. But, he's actually very, very talented. I won't say it's scary, but, it's still untapped. That's the positive thing. He can still grow a lot. And this season, yeah, Giuseppe, he was the best. He's the reason they became champions, which they shouldn't have become because to me they didn't deserve it. But he was the reason they did it at the end. But 30 million euros, I don't see the club doing it. When did the club pay 30 million euros for such a young player not playing in Serie A? The last one was Dybala. He was playing Serie A. The club's not... I don't think they watch the Belgium league. I'm not going to lie. I don't think they watch it, which is kind of disappointment. It's a disappointment because look at the players coming out from the league. It's not because I live here, but Koulibaly, he played. He played a few blocks from where I live. That's where he played. De Bruyne, Courtois, Origi, Carrasco, Benteke. Again, some of them didn't make it to the top, all those names, they played over here, So at some point you need Ndidi playing at Leicester. That's a dream signing for me still. But I don't think they watch the Belgium league, which is very strange because it's kind of fun. There's quality in it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I see Khalid saying that his national team will play against my national team tomorrow. Will I watch? Probably not, to be honest. I mean, maybe I'll tune in. They play Morocco. I think USA do, right? Is that what it is?
That's actually a good game if they go with full squads.
Yeah, I don't even know who's actually going to be playing in that, who's going to partake in it. Maybe maybe if I get some time, I'll turn it on. I might as well prime myself to watch some USA, because that's the only team I'll have going into the World Cup to actually give me anything to potentially cheer for, even though I don't expect them to do anything at all. So yeah, you know what? Maybe hell, screw it. Maybe tomorrow, if I get a little bit of time, a little bit of downtime, I'll jump into that. So yeah, we can have a little bit of banter back and forth there. Khalid, let's see what else we got here. Should we watch at least the top 8 leagues? Why can't we find talent like Leao for that cheap?
Right? Yeah, I mean the layout thing was I won't say obvious, but he was very raw. Like I remember him this season. He finally stepped it up because he has that potential and he's shown it. But the previous season, it was very frustrating to watch. I remember Milan fans saying, it's like the talent is there, but it's frustrating. He took that leap this season. He's the main, basically not the main, but he's 50% in my opinion that he became champion. But I don't know how the club operate. It's very strange. It's actually very strange. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. And I know, big clubs usually don't do that. Clubs in win now mode. But are we really in win now mode? I think we're going towards that at the moment. But let me see if something broke.
What we got?
Nothing. Just Kostic. They like the player, but nothing. Yeah, nothing. No news.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing what you're talking about. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Okay, here we go. Scorpion, one of our new members, says Pioli has patience to develop young players. Allegri doesn't. Even if we found Leao, we would load him around to Mordor FC and whatever small teams. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me.
You know what it is? Milan. Really quick, Milan had no choice. They didn't have the money, so it was this and that's it. They didn't have a choice. We have a choice still. We make the wrong choices in the last few years, but we still have money, more money than the rest.
Yeah. No, that's it's a fair point. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely interested in this summer, the choices that will be made between the young players that we have here. I know. I almost wonder if I myself am also doing it and undervaluing what Rovella can bring. Because he is one of the only players that has Serie A experience. Obviously, Monetti has a little bit, but almost because out of sight, out of mind here lately. So you hear a lot of Fagioli, you hear a lot of that situation, but then I forget all about Rovella and how even though he was playing on a really really bad team, but was the best player for Genoa for many portions of the season.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know. All right. Let's see. John Marcus said I'd rather lose for 2 years to rebuild a team and style of play and win for another decade and go through another. I mean, I get it. The Allegri stuff's it's not even, it's a non-starter. The conversation, and I understand the frustrations and not wanting to be dealing with Allegri for another season, but nothing's going to change. If it did, I think you would have heard about it by now, right?
Yeah, no, he's not going to stay. He's going to stay. I don't know.
Yeah, so, I mean, I understand the feelings. I just say get it out of your head for now, guys, because it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I might have to get out of here in just a second. Anything else that you have that you really want to get off your chest to really talk about today? Let's see.
Here is a new member.
There he is.
So if you want to join the Discord group, just DM me on Twitter, or Justin, or Julian, and I will sort that out.
Yeah, definitely message us, Luis. Thank you so much for joining our member squad. We appreciate you becoming that and the support for the channel. With that, his message was any input on Dragostin. I haven't seen him play, but just going off his match ratings, he hasn't been impressing or played much.
Yeah,
I think his
two teams in one season, and then two Salernitana, Sampdoria, basically relegation fighting. Different coaches, it didn't work out. So let's see. He's still 19. People believe in him. I don't think he's that talented. Let's see. But the loan or this season is basically a write-off. Let's see next season.
Yeah, he doesn't even really appear to be even on the radar at all to be an option, that Juventus would even look at in the near future right now. But, that's kind of is. He had I don't want to say he had his opportunity, but he had his chance to kind of go out there and prove himself, and unfortunately he hasn't, made good on that. I think that'll do it for us, right? Yep. Are you good here? Yeah, let's get on. All right, let me go ahead and wrap this show up for you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. As always, if you haven't, please right now hit the like button. We had like about 50 people in here for a lot of the live. If you haven't, please hit the like button right now. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here to the channel, or if you just haven't subscribed for some reason. Definitely hit that. Join the community. What we have here, we are quickly reaching potentially our 3K, and hopefully we'll hit 3,000 soon. Appreciate each and every one of you that have decided to put your trust in us and actually become a part of this community. One of the things that I really like that we do here, though, it's not about us. It's not about Alejandro. It's not about Julian. It's not about myself. It's not about us that are here in the videos. It's about the community that we've developed around here. I like to say a lot of channels, and this is not just Juventus channels, but just YouTube channels in general. If you watch them, I watch some that are like Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff. A lot of people like to think that they have an audience. I think the difference here is what we have as a community. We get to know you guys. You're part of this. You get to be fans with us. And actually, there's a relationship there. So I appreciate each and every one of you for joining. As always, like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, make sure you follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow my guy, Alejandro Fancello, at AlejandroBZ on Twitter. And then, of course, also follow Julian Ginodi at Ginodi151 and myself at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.